Woohoo! So that way I can send it to you if you really want it.
Yeah.
So how's it going?
Good. It's gray and a little misty here this morning.
Same here.
It's been warm the past few days for us. Like it's been in the 70s, which is a little warm.
Yeah, that's warm for the Pacific Northwest. Hi, Hachi. It's going to be like, by the end of this week, it's going to be like 90 degrees here.
I was talking with my mom and my dad yesterday, and they were like bracing for summer to actually arrive.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't envy that. I don't miss that.
No, it's not my thing, dude. Like I love the spring. I love flowers and like 70-degree weather, but anything hotter than that, it's just not cool. Okay. So, you wanted to just do a single card reading, just a general reading, and then an oracle, correct? Okay.
Wait, that's my question. Could we do where we like do, I don't know if this is possible. I mean, so like, could we do one for the week and then one for the day and then the oracle? Like, or is that too complicated? And
I've never done that before, but I can try it for you if you want me to. I don't have a problem trying it.
Or let's try that. Because like I haven't pulled my card today. Like I just decided not to since I was asking you to do a general reading. And so, but I was thinking last night after we were talking, I was like, well, what if I did one for the week? Because I've never just pulled one for like the entire week before.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
And so that's sort of my thought to ask you if we could do like one for the week, one for the day, and then an oracle for life.
Yeah, like further advice or whatever. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'll do for the day first, and then I'll shuffle again and then do one for the week. I'll try to put my intention in as I'm shuffling. So
absolutely.
Does that work?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so what I've been doing lately is I've been actually to put my intention into something, I've been meditating on it. So I'm just going to put my hands on the deck for a minute or two. And if you want to meditate with me, you can, but otherwise just give me a minute or two. Just for the day. Okay, so for the day, you got upright Queen of Swords, which I love the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is a great balance. I don't know if you watch any, and it's okay if you don't, but I don't know if you watch any of my videos on YouTube. I talk all about how balance is so important to me. Queen of Swords is definitely one of my favorite cards. Definitely swords has to do with, as I'm sure you probably already know at this point, it has to do with intellect, logic, reasoning. But the Queen of Swords is really good at having balance, right? You can see in the picture, she's holding the sword upright. It's almost to me, it's almost like phallic energy. Like it has to do with that energy of being very logical and black and white with reasoning, right? But she's also offering a hand, which also symbolizes, like, to me, it's more feminine energy. It's offering love, it's offering advice, it's offering her understanding, right? So the Queen of Swords is really able to, she's able to emotionally understand things, but she's also very unbiased, and she uses reasoning to give very sound advice, right? So, sorry.
About it.
So this is your card for the day. It almost sounds like maybe you're going to be doing a lot of logical thinking. You might have someone come to you maybe looking for advice, but it almost, to me, it's almost saying like, this is how you should be today. Like, since it's your card for the day, this is the intention that I put in as I was shuffling. So it's almost like, don't be too emotional and look at your emotions more logically, right? I really think of, I've been working on, me personally, I've been working on separating my emotions from logic and kind of like looking at my emotions like diamonds that I've been mining. And I put my precious diamonds inside that I think of as my feelings. And I kind of look at the concrete logic rock left over. Does that make sense?
No, absolutely does.
Yeah, I look at my emotions very logically. So does that, what do you take from that? I'm curious, how does that resonate?
It's I mean, I have therapy right after this, so that's sort of that's what mine is, and so it makes me giggle because that's basically probably what I'll be doing in therapy is trying to balance the logic and the emotions. And
yes,
I tend to do that anyways. Like I tend to be able to pinpoint emotion pretty quickly and easily, but it's because of logic. I use my brain to analyze my emotion.
I can tell that about you. Yeah, for sure. And that makes sense that I'm getting that, because it's encouraging you, or at least letting you know that you're going to be looking at your emotions constructively, right? Okay, let's go ahead and do for the week. Woo! Okay, a few cards came out.
Yay!
This is going to be a little longer reading than I thought. All right, let's see. The day, between the week. Okay, let's see. Woo. All right, so the three cards that fell out were, let's see, I'm not good at Roman numerals, so I have to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of Pentacles. So that's good. That's like fruits of labor. I can tell you're a very hard worker. You have a lot of work ethic. You have a lot of drive. Am I getting that right? The Empress.
Okay.
So getting in touch with your emotions. Again, you're starting therapy. That makes sense. Getting in touch with your emotions, being logic, but also the Empress encourages looking at creativity and beauty and your emotion, right? So that could be during this week for sure. Knight of Cups, you got Knight of Cups upside down, which that's actually good, because to me, Knight of Cups is he is extremely impulsive. He's very emotional based. He does not really use logic. He doesn't have much like reason. So he's very like emotionally impulsive. So when that's upside down, I really think that you have your emotions more in check. So that's good.
Good.
And then I also got King of Cups upside down as well. So Spirit was like, this is for the whole week, so I'm going to throw 4 cards at you. King of Cups upside down. So King of Cups to me is King of Cups is my favorite card in the whole deck, in the traditional tarot. Again, like the Queen of Swords, a lot about balance, using emotion and logic to get through life, looking at your emotions, like I said, constructively and logically. Now it's upside down. So there could be a period this week where you're struggling using balance. Maybe something happens that triggers you. I have triggers. I mean, I know as humans, we all do. So there might be a challenge for you this week, where you find it difficult to find that balance and to be able to look at your emotions logically. Like I still come across that too all the time. But yeah, no, a lot of emotion, a lot of emotion. And that makes sense because you're starting out this, I feel like this journey, Nathan, of like balance of like spirituality and therapy, and you're being very like self-reflective. So it makes a lot of sense. But yeah, that's a pretty good spread, especially in the Knight of Cups. I feel like that's a sign that you're really well on your way. Again, the upside down King of Cups, like you're still going to have challenges that you face, right? With your emotions and balancing it and having, manage them and everything. But the Knight of Cups being upside down is good. It means that you're being less impulsive, you're being less reactive, and you're able to logically think about your emotions before you just react, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a really good spread for you, actually. What do you think of it?
No, I agree. I mean, it's something that I've been working on as I've sent you sort of my random sort of pulls for the when I wake up in the morning and do my draw. It's like a lot of them have been sort of lately they've been either like really, really like emotionally positive, or they're like, okay, well, today is going to be a little bit of a
right
back in terms of things. And that's just how it has been lately, like with all the stress and everything that's sort of been overwhelming me. I've sort of lost control and lost touch of my self. Like I no longer feel in control of things, and control is probably one of my issues to begin with, to feel like I'm in control, but to learn how to reassess where I'm coming from and what I'm feeling, and making sure I'm putting the correct energy and work and whatever into myself and into other things is something to reevaluate and reassess. And so that's what I'm trying to do, is find that balance again, because that's how I lost it. And finding it again.
Could be very well too, like the King of Cups, the upside down King of Cups, or I'm sorry, Knight of Cups. Upside down King of Cups could have to do with that too. Part of balance too is just allowing those emotions to happen, right? And not trying to control them. The balance isn't necessarily trying to control them and push them down or make them do whatever, right? It's allowing them to happen and looking at them constructively, right? Allowing yourself to be human. So
I think that's what I've always struggled with. I mean, even since I was young, like allowing myself to exist in any space authentically. The authenticity is something that I lose my authentic self really, within others, because I so much strive for this harmonious existence with all people around me, and so then I forget like who I am or what I am as a person.
Yeah. And that's interesting that you say that, because your last spread, I feel like, was you were more concerned with other people and like how they were feeling rather than looking at yourself and taking care of yourself. So that makes sense. Let's pull an oracle. Okay, you got a camel. Trust that you have the resources to get through the challenges before you. And I really immediately think of like resources within yourself, right? And to be able to claim that balance again, like you have the capability to do it.
Yeah.
You just need to know like and you're doing the right things. You're learning about those resources within you by going through therapy and by doing tarot readings and by coming to visit me. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, like, yeah, but having that journey of spirituality and therapy, and I know I've said it over and over again, but it does such beautiful things for a person, and you'll find those resources again within you. Just trust that you do have those resources, is what the Campbell is saying for sure. And I mean, I think of the resources inside of you because it's like the resource that has to do with the camel is inside of the camel. It's its hump.
Yeah.
Right. So it's definitely in you. You can do it. I know it's hard. But yeah, especially if you're a very emotional person or if you're an overthinker, it can be really, really hard to find that balance too. So
absolutely. And that's why that's the thing. Like, that's why I was like, when we planned it for today, I was like, oh, it's perfect. It's right before therapy, because, and I view this sort of thing as a version of therapy.
Yes.
In general. So it's, because that's something that I've, I mean, come to sort of realize even more so recently, that even like whatever like this is, whatever, it still lets you, it forces you to think, like it forces you to think about your space and your existence and whatever, like I did, my friend is moving to Texas, and so yesterday I had dinner with him, because we have dinner every Sunday, and the Sunday previous, I did a 2 Sundays previous, I did a reading for him because he was just feeling a lot of emotions and a lot of things and was super unsure. But like, even though he's not super into it, it at least gave him sort of some solace and
right,
made him feel more confident in his decision-making process. So that's
right.
It forces you to think, like, and that's,
yes. Yeah, exactly. Even if you don't like look at it or take it, because I have some people that come to me and they just think it's fun, right?
Yeah,
and that's, that's fine. But I think that honestly, any of the cards in the deck, no matter what you get, can be great like prompts for, like you said, thinking about life and yourself. You're right. So absolutely. So, well, I hope this gave you some insight and you enjoyed this, and
always.
I love doing this for you. I think it's so fun.
No, I really appreciate it. It makes, like I said, like I like when like I can do it for myself and I have no problem, but I really, really prefer when someone else does it, because it's not me sort of like wanting to like I have an interpretation, but also someone else's interpretation could give me more insight into what in general, because it's not always about my perception of reality.
Right. Exactly. And sometimes when I do readings on myself, I'm like, well, maybe it actually means this. And it's like, no, you need to listen to the truth, and I even want to find some fun to do a tarot card reading on me. Yeah, because of the same reason, being maybe biased against yourself or whatever I'm saying.
No, absolutely. And like with that, it's like the energy. I mean, it's nice when you can touch the cards yourself and do other things and put the energy into it. But at the same time, it's like, okay, but then like, what are you actually thinking about when you're doing it? Like if you're doing it yourself, you have like 3 million thoughts going on at the same time. And so what cards fall out or what gets pulled? Like, okay, well, what's actually being centered on? Because being centered and actually finding that space where you're just thinking about what you're wanting to put in and what you're asking is not always, in my opinion, not always easy. I am super erratic in my thought when.
Oh, absolutely. 110%. And that's why it's taking me a ton of practice to be able to center myself and quiet my mind. And that's why sometimes it takes so long for me to shuffle, because I'm trying to like clear my thoughts and put the proper intention into the reading instead of just being like, whoa, what am I going to have for lunch today? You know what I mean? Like it's, but yeah, no, I totally get it. It takes a lot of practice, dude. It takes a lot of practice, especially since I have ADHD. So, but yeah, let me know if you want another reading soon. I would be more than happy to do it, and have fun in your therapy today.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for doing the reading. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. I'll talk to you again soon. Okay.
Yep. See ya.
Yep. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.